going on, y'all? About to check out this video from Rev. If I'm not mistaken, I think it says Hasan got banned. That's crazy. Let's check it out. See what happened.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. No pun intended, but at this point, I shouldn't be shocked by anything Hasan Piker gets away with live on Twitch. However, I do feel like it's important to log his behaviors to show not only how ridiculous he is, but also how ridiculous people are for still supporting this guy, and also how ridiculous Twitch is as a platform for their selective enforcement of their own terms of service. Now, there's another clip of Hasan going viral right now, and it's causing a lot of controversy because, by any objective interpretation of Twitch's terms of service, he violated those rules, specifically with the section about hateful conduct, because Hasan really drew in his inner Frogan and decided to tell a veteran in his chat that they deserved PTSD because they had a different opinion than Hasan. And this was just a small part.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's nasty work. Now, I've roasted people in live chat a plethora of times. More so trolls that say nasty stuff. But I ain't never wished none of that on anybody or said anything disgusting towards veterans or did any threats or wished ill intent. That was never something I was down with. Yeah, that's pretty damn nasty if you ask me.
Part of a larger rant that is completely unhinged, and don't worry, we'll watch all of it in just a moment. But any clip sharing or any tweet sharing this clip is getting hit with notes like this, clarifying that based on any objective interpretation of the rules, he violated their hateful conduct policy because he is harassing someone based on a protected status. In this case, it is a veteran status. Again, this is something right out of the Hasan Orbiter playbook that Frogan did many years ago.
I didn't know that count. That's crazy. I didn't know that would count as one of those. Damn. I thought it was like if you like handicapped or your skin color. Yeah, that's crazy.
Years ago, she was banned around that time, but not for wishing PTSD on veterans. She was actually banned for...
You ever notice in this clip how Frogan is struggling? You ever notice? Look close. Look close at Frogan. Everybody else is doing this damn stupid, I guess, what is it, the Fortnite dance or whatever? But look at Frogan struggling. She's like, okay, can we stop? I said y'all was gonna give me 2 Big Macs if I kept doing this.
Around that time, but not for wishing PTSD on veterans. She was actually banned for something else that is a common misconception. But here's the context, right? So Hasan is about 6 hours into a seed-filled...
I said, do I have soundproofing? I thought about that too. It would just be a waste of money. There's nothing I could get that would stop the level of impact that happens on the walls. I think the speakers are on their side attached to the walls that's shared with me. So yeah, there's nothing that soundproofing would do.
Dream with the subject of a recent attack came up. And in case you're not familiar with one of the many...
Said the vets might be disabled. Oh, wow. Yeah, with PTSD, yeah. Damn. Good point.
Attacks that have happened in the United States recently. This particular one that was up on the screen during this rant involved a man who slammed his car into a Jewish synagogue that was filled with children. Now, this person who did this was not only crazy, but also incredibly incompetent because nobody was seriously harmed other than the suspect who was eliminated before even leaving his car. But Hasan, during his stream, was very worked up. And when one veteran in his...
Yo, Petty, yes, the Twitch TOS isn't the only thing Hasan violates. Ass cutie. That's crass. That's crass.
chat decided to challenge Hasan, he not only wished PTSD on them, he would go into a full-blown crash out.
15 years out from Iraq, eat my balls. Do you even have your balls remaining, or did a IED explode them for you, dumbass? Shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
Talking about Islam. You are an infinitely bigger terrorist than any random Muslim ever could be, dumbass. Shut your bitch ass up. Go enjoy your fucking PTSD, asshole. Fuck you. Imagine
he's
having
bugging.
the audacity to
He keeps going. Yeah, this dude's out of pocket. This guy's out of pocket. He is tripping, bro. Whoa. No comments should make you go this crazy. I'm telling you, people come and troll me all the time. Start spamming in the chat. I'm never going to go off like this, right? Because it doesn't really even make sense. He's just saying hateful things, not even truthful stuff.
and be like, yeah, I went to Iraq, and it's actually Islam that's the biggest danger. You're the danger, idiot. You're a danger to your family and a danger to yourself, douchebag. Law, that's getting clipped, Lamont. I don't give a fuck, dude. Shut the fuck up. If you go to Iraq and you learn that lesson, you realize that that was wrong, you're welcome here. You come back from Iraq and you can talk about how this was actually awesome and I fucking hate Islam. Then fuck you. You didn't learn anything. You're goddamn cattle. You're sending other people like you to be in a similar predicament to yourself.
An absolute classic start to this entire clip because Hasan is resorting to his usual tactics of name calling and making gross comments where he says all kinds of insults nonstop throughout the clip. I mean, I am very tired of how many times I have to censor this guy because he says stuff that are truly, truly ridiculous for absolutely no reason because he has no counter to anything he is being challenged with. He even goes as far as to say or ask if the veteran had his balls blown up by an IED, like he's giddy over the idea of a veteran being wounded in that way because he doesn't like them. That's a pretty gross thing to say at the very minimum. But of course, we get to the comments where he wishes harm on this individual, saying, enjoy your PTSD, really channeling his inner Frogan. And if you're not familiar, Frogan is a Hasan orbiter who wished PTSD on American veterans as well.
Crazy.
I have no pity at all for any soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any pity for any soldiers. The U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
It must be really tough times when you are imitating the behaviors of the two-time rising Twitch star, Frogan. That is how low Hasan is going by wishing PTSD on veterans for simply having an opinion or a stance or really any sort of a discourse that is different than what he wants. And we'll return to that conversation about Hasan and the Twitch TOS in just a second. But Frogan, I mean, how's that lawsuit going? You know, really invoking how ridiculous her situation is here by bringing up that comment about PTSD and veterans. She's been stuck at $38,000 out of that $200,000 legal defense fund on GoFundMe for about 6 months. The needle hasn't moved. And I would say at this point, go and settle, get it over with Ethan Klein. But honestly, no, I hope Ethan Klein goes the distance. I hope Frogan sits here very, very...
I want him to go to the fullest extent. Go hard, bro. Go hard. Have like 5 lawyers. Walk up in there with the spirit of Johnny Cochran and make sure that the whole Hasan crew have to go through the ringer in court because they be wilding out. I think Casey Tron got off easy. You seen what she did to Asmongold recently?
Foolishly waiting for Hasan to come in and save her because it's not going to happen. Casey Tron, even though she settled, publicly admitted that Hasan left her out to dry and didn't even reach out to help her privately. So if he's not going to help Casey Tron, he sure as hell is not going to help you. So Frogan is out there.
I said, pick your orbiters up, Hasan. Come pick your mans up. So Hasan just mad. He's done nothing useful with his life while being supported by his horse riding uncle. That's crazy. How you doing, Grish? How are you?
They're all alone, and Ethan Klein is going to collect big. But let's return to the comments made by both Frogan and now Hasan Piker. It's very clear in the hateful conduct chapter of the TOS. Veteran status is a protected status on Twitch. You cannot attack someone for their veteran status. You cannot tell them they deserve PTSD or they should enjoy PTSD. This is black and white, ladies and gentlemen. There is absolutely no wiggle room here whatsoever. Any objective reading of this rule would go against Hasan, and he knows it, and he's prepping for it by basically trying to say later on that he knows he should probably get suspended, but he has excuses for that. But this is reflected in almost every one of the tweets sharing this clip, where you can see it's getting hit with notes clarifying a veteran status is a protected characteristic under the Twitch TOS. I think this is very obvious.
Community notes be cooking people, especially you out here lying. They'll come on there and let it be known. Nah, that's not true. And then say the whole truth in a paragraph underneath it.
The only people who are mad about this are Hasan orbiters and bootlickers who will defend him no matter what. But there's this air of arrogance too, where he's saying that this veteran learned nothing from their time in Iraq, and that this person is a danger to themselves and their family, and infinitely worse than any Muslim or anything like that. I mean, it's really rich hearing about this level of danger from the guy who literally LARPs as brutal dictators. It's very rich. And I'm glad that you're really telling this guy what he should learn from his own experience in warfare. Unfortunately, Hasan wouldn't understand that because there's no position in the US military for dog zapping. So he's been kind of left out on that one. But again, let's remind ourselves what was being discussed when he got so mad. And it has to do with the synagogue attack, right? Which, by the way, some people are calling a false flag because of the large police response to the events, which, you know what? Calling this a false flag lines up directly with the rhetoric that Hasan shared only 2 weeks ago, where he said, if there's any quote unquote terrorism that happens on US soil now, you will never be able to convince me nor millions of other Americans that it wasn't Israel and America conducting it together to rally the masses to support an insanely unpopular war. So 2 weeks ago, Hasan said any attack on US soil is a false flag operation. And of course, does he believe that the attack at Old Dominion was also a false flag? That happened yesterday as well. Unfortunately, an instructor at the university was killed in the attack, but one hero in the ROTC ended up offing the attacker with his own hands and knife that he had on him. That was a even bigger disaster avoided. Also, is this another false flag? Where 3 days ago,
what's up, Stu? How you doing?
This individual went to an elementary school with tactical gear and weapons, but was stopped by security before anything bad could have happened. According to Hasan, all of these attacks are just false flags. The very progressive guy has turned into a conspiracy theorist. In fact, he said, "Come on, man," when quoting a different attack from 2 weeks ago after he made his initial post, where a guy was attempting a mass casualty event wearing a Property of Allah shirt. That's why he believed this was another false flag. Oh, a shirt that, by the way, he owns himself and has taken multiple pictures with online. And what happened when people pointed out that he was upset about this attack being stopped? He called them cattle. Oh, but you've heard that before, because he called the veteran cattle as well, which, by the way, would also probably violate Twitch's terms of service on hateful conduct as well, calling a protected characteristic, a person under that, cattle, which seems to be Hasan's new obsession.
Yeah, that's so horrible, bro. Like, he always going to the highest level of disgusting when it comes to his actions, bro. Cattle is crazy. So you're not even human to him. Wow.
Because if you search cattle, this is all from the last like 2 weeks. MAGA cattle. Down here again, saying MAGA is cattle.
Wow.
MAGA cattle. More down here, let's see. MAGA loves this war because they're cattle. MAGA's effing cattle. Straight up cattle. Cattle. That's all in 2 weeks. It's all in 2 weeks. It's like he found a new buzzword. But of course, Hasan is not done. The clip is not done. And of course, you probably guessed at this point, it would somehow circle back to who else?
Asmongold.
But Asmongold.
Whatever, bitch. I'll start live streaming on YouTube tomorrow. Suck my dick. No, you're getting clipped. By who? The people that have been literally begging for American sons and daughters to go and fucking die in Iran for the last 2 weeks? By people who keep going, yeah, based. No, we got to give more money to Israel. Those people who are going to fucking turn around and then now act as though they give a shit about veterans. The same people like Asmongold who fucking celebrated when that Navy SEAL with his uniform had his arm broken. Really? That's what we're doing? If Twitch can apply this fucking double standard when one veteran is getting their fucking arm broken by an American congressperson for...
What did this have to do with Asmongold? Like at all? Hasan will never be able to explain that. These dudes are weird.
Proposing America waging Israel's wars when Twitch doesn't fucking ban Asmongold for laughing at that and saying, yeah, based, and that he deserved it. When Twitch literally doesn't say a single damn thing about that, but then turns around and tries to ban me for this shit. Fuck this platform.
Man, shut up. Shut up. You know Dan Clancy love you. Hey, what's up, Jack? How are you? Yeah, he over here crying. It's this platform that celebrates my birthday and only bans me on my off days. Coincidentally. Favoritism. Yeah, the favoritism is towards you. They love you. This guy's crazy. When it comes to the list of people that's treated like the highest of high on Twitch, it's Ethots and Hasan, who is also an Ethot.
I will never fucking come back here.
His Asmongold derangement syndrome has reached critical levels, ladies and gentlemen. Seeing all these events going on, the first thing that pops up in his mind is, of course, Asmongold. Now, he says that, you know, the people who are going to be mad about his clip are people who supposedly care about veterans like Asmongold, and he relates it to comments Asmongold made about this situation where he claims that Asmongold celebrated when a Navy SEAL had his arm broken. Now, of course, the person who had their arm broken was not a Navy SEAL. In fact, one of the members of the Senate that subdued this protester was a Navy SEAL. The person who did it was a retired Marine wearing his uniform and was being disruptive at this hearing, the Senate hearing. And whether you agree with the tactics or not that this guy did, eventually he was forcibly removed and his arm got caught in a door and it was broken. And Asmongold, basically in his commentary, said based. He didn't care because he believed this guy was going about it wrong and wanted attention and wanted to cause a scene. And it, according to...
Was it the longest yard when he says baby back bitch? Yeah, that's one of my catchphrases I use from that movie. I call people a baby back bitch on a regular. Hasan is one of those. How you doing, LTO? How are you? So also wasn't Asmon's dad a veteran? I'm not sure, but if that's true, that's messed up.
Asmongold, he basically got what he asked for. Now, Asmongold got a lot of pushback in his related video talking about this. Not everyone agreed with it, but here's the thing that's very clear. No matter what you believe about Asmongold's comments, his comments weren't celebrating someone being harmed because they're a veteran. He disagreed with the way this guy went about it, okay, in his uniform. And with Hasan, Hasan is celebrating that this guy has PTSD or might have PTSD simply because he's a veteran. He's celebrating that in itself.
Disgusting.
It's not like he's focusing on the actions of this person. No, he's focusing on the veteran status and saying, enjoy your PTSD. There is a very big difference here. And of course, there's a perfect tweet for this, saying this is a perfect distillation of how leftists argue. Number one, find two things that are different in nearly every possible way. Number two, find one superficial similarity between them. This proves they are actually identical. Number three, why are you against one but not the other? That is a sort of tactic here, saying if you're mad at what I'm doing, you also have to be mad at Asmongold. And if I get banned for this,
yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's mad weird. How does it have to focus on Asmongold? Hasan is like in love with Asmongold. He'll turn anything to the what about Asmon? What about Asmon? Like, what?
then Asmongold should have been banned as well. And if I get banned over this, I'm leaving and going to YouTube. Well, that's an interesting claim by Hasan that he'll leave Twitch forever and not come back and F this platform, referring to Twitch, and he'll go to YouTube instead. Well, he tried that already and immediately left because the numbers weren't good enough.
I genuinely think dual streaming was a mistake.
Hold on, it's freezing. Give it a second, guys.
The audience gets you boosted less on both sides. I agree.
Is that on Nate?
Yes, chatter. You are not wrong.
Back to Twitch.
It's been
Well, dual streaming splits your audience, right? If you have people that watch you on both platforms, they're gonna pick one platform to watch you on.
it's been a somewhat of a failure. To be fair though, this is a IRL stream and it's Saturday, so that's like also the other reason why the numbers are dog shit. Like, let's be real. I mean, our Zoran stream wasn't like that. The Zoran stream was like 20K as well.
Absolutely incredible stuff.
Like, why does it all have to be about numbers, bro? Like, even if my numbers start going up crazy, I swear I'm not gonna pay attention to it. But like now, I pay attention to chat. I don't care about the numbers. I care about the people. I don't want to be one of these Hollywood streamers that's sitting here crying over having hundreds of thousands of people watch them. What's wrong with you? Like, that's very weird. But whatever. Call me crazy.
From Hasan, there is literally no self-awareness whatsoever. He is trying to threaten Twitch. He's not just going on there and once again running a complete mockery of their terms of service. He's doing it while taunting Twitch, taunting them into banning him. He's trying to protect himself, ladies and gentlemen. He's nervous. You can tell during the clip, it's like he realized that, man, I said something that definitely could get me banned.
Yeah, I said that's the problem. He wasn't dude streaming. He was banned. So why did he say he was dude streaming? That's crazy. He was banned for 3 days. He was supposed to be a 7-day ban. Wow. And no one effing watched his YouTube streams. That's because that channel is predominantly for videos. Yeah, if you look at the numbers of his stream before he switched up back over to Twitch to YouTube again to try it, it was like 7 years ago, and he only had 40,000 people watching him overall. Like 40,000, even 7 years later, of views on it, which tells me that this platform wasn't really built on that. Like, even for mine, right? My streams don't do as well as my normal video uploads because for years I just uploaded videos. I didn't live stream. Switched the platform I was streaming on and then went back and forth, right? So I don't expect numbers to go crazy or to even compare to the amount that my videos would get. And if you're looking at his, yeah, his channel is more so for videos. So for him to expect it to go crazy, like soon as you went there and like, nah, bro. The first stream, yeah, because he was banned and it was like, I guess a big thing. He had like 1 million views overall. And then it started going down slowly but surely. Part of the game, bro. But once again, my point is, who cares about the damn numbers? Who give a damn? I don't expect people to come over to the YouTube to watch him live stream because he ain't streaming about nothing at all.
So I should get ahead of this right now. And he immediately starts bringing up Asmongold and saying, well, if you take me out, you're hypocrites because you didn't take him out for his comments about the Senate hearing, which, of course, again, as we said, are a very superficial set of comparisons. But yeah, that is his whole goal. He's trying to get on top of this to protect himself. But of course, the clip is not over. There's actually more to it where Hasan starts finger wagging at his own audience as well as the veteran in his chat.
Y'all are a bunch of dumb too for being like, oh, you're going to get clipped.
They were right. You got clipped.
Dumb motherfucker doesn't even realize his own lived experiences should have taught him a very valuable lesson.
Oh, look at that, guys. Hasan is angry at his own audience again. I literally cannot believe it. It is so funny that he would get so upset about someone clipping this or even
he is throwing tantrums. That's blatantly what he's doing.
Saying someone else is going to clip this. Of course, people are going to when one of the biggest people on the platform is openly wishing and celebrating PTSD on veterans because he doesn't like what they're saying. Yes, of course, people are going to clip that. And he just hates his own community. It is the beast he has created. We just played this, what was it, yesterday? I'm going to play it again because this clip is literally hilarious. This is the prison that Hasan has created for himself with his community, and he deserves to feel bad about it.
I stand any of you dumb fucks in this chat. Oh my God, I hate the left. I hate liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single day of the week. I hate my life.
How you build up an audience that you hate? That's hilarious. So now you just sitting there arguing with them every day. They trying to warn you like, hey man, that's not gonna go well. It's definitely gonna get clipped. I don't give a F. I'm gangster. No, you're not. Like, why even present yourself as such?
I hate streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single person who thinks that the peak of activism is just being the most annoying.
Hey, what's up, Neckbone? How you doing? You said, did Hasan get banned? Yeah, but I think it's temporary.
Holier than thou, the most ultimately woke leftist is just, you did it. You did it. You have unlocked the nihilism within me, okay? I am black-pilled. Nothing will ever get better. We are...
Beautiful. You know what? Give me a shot of that every single morning when I wake up and I'll be feeling great. But you can see, too, there is more virtue signaling directed towards the veteran in his chat. Basically saying, based on your own lived experience, that should have taught you a lesson. Anyone who says lived experience unironically is insufferable. And he's saying because you went through what you did overseas, you should have felt a certain way. And because you don't, well, I can tell you to enjoy your PTSD without any sort of backlash against me because I'm right, you're wrong. There was a way you should have came out the other end of your service overseas. Because Hasan is obviously such an expert of what's going on the ground overseas throughout these wars, because, you know, he is the most knowledgeable person, of course, when it comes to the experience of the average person in the military. But yeah, this whole thing is just a gigantic mess. Hasan making an absolute fool out of himself. And honestly, Twitch, if you don't do anything about this, you're showing just how spineless you are. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Hasan. Just wanted to say real quick, without putting this at the front of the video and feeling a little weird about it. I didn't want to like shove it in your face. But for those who are interested, I just made another Patreon exclusive upload.
Hey, good for you, man. But yeah, I think Hasan is bugging out. Whatever punishment he gets won't last long. It'll be temporary as hell. Like, I highly doubt it's gonna be like permanently. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the hype button and watch more videos and check out my live stream. Yeah, that's right, I said live stream. Go to the live tab and see what's going down.